Very good morning and welcome to my channel Study and Grow. Today we are going to discuss a poem written by Nirmala Putul and it is translated by Ravi Kopra called The Mountain Child. Let's begin. At first, the introduction. Mountain Child. The contemporary free verse poem Mountain Child is written by the Santhali poet Nirmala Putul in 2004. She is native to the mountainous city of Dumka within the state Jharkhand, India. This poem is a powerful piece of literary text which cleverly explores the issues of the impact of technological advancement on nature and traditional lifestyle and the simplicity and security of life in the mountains. Thematic concerns and figure of speech. Putul has skillfully interwoven several poetic techniques and generic elements such as repetition and imagery throughout the poem to further emphasize these important thematic concerns. The poet uses personification and the extended metaphor of mountain imagery to comment on the impact of technological advancement on nature and traditional life styles. The intentional repetition of mountain imagery is reflective of the cyclical nature of environmental process. The consistent reiteration of the mountain gives the whole poem a smoother, more rhythmic structure despite its free verse form. The structural form conveys a calm and serene tone to readers, but this is significantly disrupted in the last two lines by the mechanical symbolism of the plane, which is representative of how advances in technology have corrupted the smooth flow of nature. Symbolism and full summary of a poem. These last few lines also show how technology can resemble nature, yet the mountain child cannot distinguish between the two, displaying the innocence and purity of this environment without it being polluted by modern developments. The poet's personification of the mountain by describing its feet, lap, and scoring nature implies to reader that the subtext of the poem is about feelings and experiences that are inherently human. Furthermore, the image of the mountain, a natural landform which has developed over time, is metaphorical of the way in which cultural tradition and custom also change, develop, and grow through the course of time. However, in the instance, the plain is perhaps then representative of people's fear of modern influences tainting their old habits. Putul application of certain poetic devices such as simile and religious allusions throughout the poem is effective in emphasizing the simplicity and security of traditional lifestyle in the mountains. The constantly restated references to the mountain child represents how larger, older mountains could be symbolic of a maternal figure. By the use of these lines, such as play in the lap of the mountains, the presence of a motherly character in the traditional of the mountain lifestyle is further stressed. In addition, the poet has used allusions to religious aspects of life throughout the poem to highlight Eastern beliefs and custom, spiritually denoting mountains as roads to success. These beliefs are figuratively represented as the pathways to an important goal or ambition in the simile, to rise like a mountain, to further emphasize the culture of this region. This form of sensory imagery is employed to draw attention to the concept that the mountain child is metaphorically able to grow until it has reached the peak of existence. At last, in conclusion, the most important concept addressed in this poem are the effect of technological progression on nature and traditional way of life and the simplicity and safety of life within the mountain environment. Putul has utilized many genetic and poetic techniques throughout her poem to further establish her intended messages and effectively communicate. The poet of this poem, the mountain child, Nirmala Putul, who is herself a child of the mountains, the delightful poem uses surprisingly simple imagery but manages to capture the atmosphere of the mountains effectively. Her poetry questions the whole notion of developments and progress in modern civilization. Her poetry is very musical and full of nature imagery. There is an echo of tribal songs in her work. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. Keep on watching. Have a wonderful day.